welcome to TalkFCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys, to a Barcelona news roundup. Yep, another one. There's yet more news to discuss with you because, quite frankly, what else are we going to do? Today we're going to be talking about when exactly we could see football return, with the Premier League making the first move, and also we're going to be discussing transfers, of course, with Leroy Sane, Neymar Jr. and Lautaro Martinez all on the agenda. It's coming up for you. Let's do it. And if we do start there with that important news that broke this morning with regard to the Premier League, and I bring this up, of course, simply because the Premier League making their first move here could have a big impact on what we could see from the likes of La Liga and all the major leagues moving forward. Because the Premier League there was originally postponed until the 4th of April. That there was their deadline to return and start matches again, which is a very similar timeline there to La Liga, who are also hoping to return at the start of April. However, the Premier League announced this morning that they've made the decision to push that return date back even further, announcing that football will not be continuing until April the 30th at the very earliest, and even that is considered by some to be very optimistic. And I think, to be fair, with the way the virus is going, with the way that it does continue to spread day in, day out, I think we are going to see now many of the leagues following suit. La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, Liga 1, they're all very soon, I believe, going to push that return date back again, and perhaps we will be waiting, sadly, even longer for football to return. But the one thing that I do have to say, and it was very important, the Premier League made it very clear. They said, although we are pushing here the return date back, we are still very much intent on when football returns in getting the current season absolutely finished. And that is very similar to La Liga's stance. Their priority right now is absolutely clear. Even if it goes back, even if we do continue here to suspend the league season continuing, it will not be ended early. Nobody wants that to happen. We all want to finish the current season, and like I said before, with that summer calendar now free from international tournaments, there will still be the possibility to hopefully eventually get this done. And we will in fact stay with the Premier League right now as we do move on to the subject of Leroy Sane, and this for me is a fascinating transfer rumour that does happen to have some effect here on Barcelona, because just as football there was postponed, he was on the verge of returning finally for Manchester City after he's missed the entirety of the current campaign with a serious cruciate ligament injury that basically has kept him out for so many months, and just as he was getting back, football has been postponed. But nonetheless, Sané, as we all know, is still one of the brightest wingers around anywhere. He's still just 24 years old. He's got so much time ahead of him, and I still feel as though there's still room there to improve him even further, because of course you look at him, he's incredibly quick, he's so good on the ball, he's a fantastic dribbler, and of course he does get himself as well some big goals. And that is why, if he was to leave Manchester City this summer, there would be a host of clubs that were interested there in gaining his signature. And this summer for me, it's a very big one for Man City and for Leroy Sane. And it's simply all surrounding Sané's contract situation, which, like many players, it expires there in June 2021. And as we said already, for many players who are coming to the end there of their current deal, it's safe to say now that this summer, Sané will either have to sign a new contract there and pledge his future to Man City, or they will sell him on and get the money in while they still can. And this is where it does get very interesting, because I think there, if Sané was to leave Manchester City this summer, it was and has been expected to be for quite a while now that he would be on his way back there to Germany, to the Bundesliga, and most likely, of course, to join Bayern Munich. And after Bayern's very public pursuit of Leroy Sane last summer, they very openly admitted they were pursuing him, they wanted to sign him, and they were very close to making that happen. But of course, he picked up that serious injury and things couldn't continue. And he may have already been wearing a Bayern shirt if it wasn't for that injury. However, there's nothing to say that this summer will be the same as the last, on both sides of the coin. Because you look at Bayern Munich, Sané is a player who would command there a serious transfer fee, over 100 million euros it was reported last summer that Bayern were going to try and pay. But at the same time, they may not be this summer in a position to make that happen, quite simply because they could be spending the majority of their budget budget on another young starlet, Kai Havertz from Bayer Leverkusen, for again a big transfer fee, which basically means there that if Sané still wants to leave City, he's got to make a decision. Where does he go? If Bayern Munich is not on the table, where could he go? And that's where Barcelona now conveniently starts to come into the equation. Because again, in the German media yesterday, Bild reported that over the past few days, Barcelona have started to show some real interest in signing Leroy Sane this summer, with Real Madrid also mentioned there to have approached the player's entourage, which is very intriguing indeed. On one hand, I think it's very exciting because I want it perhaps to be true, because look, Sane is a player that I know many of us have looked at his characteristics, looked at his style of play, and we've thought over the years, he's perfect for Barcelona. He's absolutely perfect there. A player who could clearly give us so much as a winger in our system. Somebody there to hold the width, somebody there with incredible pace, somebody there who can cut in, can go down the outside. He can do all the things you'd want from a Barcelona winger, but will it happen? Are Barcelona here genuinely interested in Sané this summer? And I would say right now, don't get too excited. As much as you'd want to, and that's why I've mentioned this because so many people have been saying to me, what do you think of these Sané rumours? And whilst I am excited about the potential there, I don't really think right now we can read too much into this single report that's come out linking us with his signing. Because what I would say is, if Sané now, maybe in the back of his mind, is thinking, I'd like to stay at Man City, I'm looking there to try and get myself a brand new contract and the best contract that I possibly can. Who are the two names that you throw out there? It's Barcelona, it's Real Madrid. That's what you do there. You leak it to the media that Barca and Real want you. You then go to Man City and say, look, I've got that interest. How much do you want me? And then they put the money on the table. So right now, I would be wary of this rumour, but at the same time, we will keep an eye on it because he's a player who I think we'd all enjoy. And following on there, on the same line, speaking of those high-profile transfers, MD came out this morning, I felt, with a really interesting opinion on the transfer window, and in particular, answering the big question that all of us have been asking to ourselves recently. And it's basically, can Barcelona really sign Neymar and Lautaro this summer? I mean, realistically speaking, is it even possible? Now, Fernando Polo from MD, who's usually, I've got to say, a very reliable source when it comes to these kind of situations, he says that Barcelona do plan on pursuing both players this summer. Now, he's not outright saying that Barcelona can sign both players, but he's saying there the ambition from the club is to go for both, which is a big statement, and it's very ambitious, to be perfectly honest. He goes on there to say that Barcelona's plan is to complete both deals this summer by using there a combination of money, cash up front, and also players to be exchanged in both deals. And now we're really starting to move into the summer of 2019 all over again. We're starting here to repeat ourselves, because what am I going to say? Who are the two players that we're going to be using in these deals, according to MD? You've guessed it. A big prize to you, because it's Dembele and it's Coutinho, and we're in 2019 all over again. And I think that's what we're going to hear time and time again now. Dembele, Coutinho, two of the big money signings, two of the players there who can still hold a big transfer fee in the current market in the right conditions. Dembele, of course, still has that injury issue. Coutinho, are we going to find there a permanent club for him to go to? Who's going to pay us the money without that loan deal happening first? And those are the kind of conditions that Barcelona this summer, if they want to secure those big deals, they've got to get these deals done. And we are going to see now, over the coming months, exactly how we plan to make this possible. But like I say, for me looking at it there, just like we spoke about yesterday, that economic plan, Lautaro and Neymar, it seems ambitious. And I do want to end here by actually encouraging a little bit of debate, a little bit of conversation here for down below in the comments, because obviously there with the transfer links to Leroy Sane, like I say, I wouldn't get too excited, but it does beg the question, speaking about Sane, speaking about Neymar, which, if you had the choice between those two players and you were in charge at Barcelona, who would you sign? Would you sign Sane, or would you bring back Neymar? If you had the chance, if you had the ability to make one of those deals happen, I'm so interested now. Who are you going to choose? And don't just say who, but also explain why. That's going to be the key debate. That's going to be the key question that I want you guys to answer. And I'm really going to enjoy reading some of your responses, because quite honestly, there's been some big debate already I will see you soon, guys. I'll leave you with that there to just mull that over. There's plenty more to come, plenty more videos just down the road. Don't worry about that. I hope you're all doing well. I hope that you're all staying safe. And I hope, really, that you guys are not too bored. It is getting difficult. Life without football, it is very, very strange. But like I said there, with that announcement from the Premier League and the major leagues expected to follow, we're probably not going to be seeing football return for at least another month. And even that could be ambitious. I'll see you soon, guys. Still more to come here. But until next time, as always, Visca el Barça.